In this video, we'll be talking about flat fees within Zola Suite. Let's start by talking about setting up Zola Suite for flat fee creation. Within firm settings, there is an option to create flat fees. This will be underneath billing and accounting settings. You'll see it listed as flat fee/service descriptions. It's important to come into this menu and create your flat fees before you start billing them, because in Zola Suite, when you create a flat fee, you'll have to choose one of the preset options from the drop-down menu. In order to make sure the drop-down menu, which is a required field, has the flat fee you're looking for, you'll want to add it here first. To add a flat fee, you'll go to the plus sign. You'll give it a name, assign it to a practice area. Keep in mind that when you assign it to a practice area, you'll still be able to use it on any matter of any practice area. You just have to assign it for the purposes of creating the flat fee. You'll add a service description. This is what the client will actually see on their invoice, the description of the line item. And then you can set a default price, but if this is a fee that may vary depending on the situation, you might want to leave it set at 0. That way, when you're actually ready to create it, you can manually type in what the fee is going to be. And then when you're done, you'll just press the check mark to save. Another consideration when using flat fees is you'll want to make sure your matters are properly configured for flat fee billing. I'm in one of my matters right now, and I'm going to go to the Matter Options tab. Under my billing type, I do have the option for flat fee based only. This is the option I would use if I'm charging a flat fee to my client, but I want to make sure that all of my time entries for this matter are not billable. This will mark the time entries as no charge, don't show by default. That means that the time entries will be recorded for internal purposes within Zola Suite, but they will never show up on a client's invoice. Again, they will be recorded, but only for internal purposes. Now, when it comes to actually creating your flat fees, you're going to want to do this from time and expenses. You can do this from time and expenses on a matter, or you can do this from the general time section within Zola Suite. The difference is that time and expenses on the matter is only going to show you billable activity for this one matter, whereas the general time section will show you billable activity for all of Zola. Under time and expenses, I'll go to the Flat Fees tab, and I'll use the plus sign on the green toolbar to create my new flat fee. The service type is the dropdown that we just manipulated within firm settings to make sure that the option we want is on the list. The quantity will represent how many of the flat fee I want to bill, and then the description will pull from firm settings. You can always manually override this, so you can add more to this description if you'd like. The user will fill in automatically based on the person creating the flat fee. The date will default to today's date, and then the rate will autofill from firm settings as well. If I needed to change this rate from 3,800 to say 3,500, I can easily do that manually. Then I will save it. Just like any other item that's considered billable activity within Zola Suite, this will go into a not invoiced status and be picked up in the next billing cycle. Now that I've created my flat fee, I can go ahead as normal and create my invoices during my next billing cycle, and it will get picked up with all of the other billable activity, but some users may wish to create the flat fee invoice right away. So instead of creating a new flat fee for the matter, I would go to the accounting module, and I would click on the plus sign on the green toolbar for invoices and payments. From here, I can actually create a new invoice from scratch. I can also access this option from the Quick Add menu at the top. I'll select the matter I wish to generate an invoice for and select Start Invoice. From here, on the green toolbar for line items, I can click the plus sign and add my billable line items manually. I would select the type of billable activity I wish to create, and in this case, a flat fee would be represented by service. I'll select the type of flat fee I want to bill. And then, just like we saw on the matter, the description, quantity, rate, and user all autofill. But again, if you have to make any adjustments to these fields, you can do so manually. I'll hit Save and Close. And at the bottom, I have the option to create this as an invoice. That way, I can bypass the waiting period between now and my next billing cycle and just create the invoice so that I'm ready to go. As you start using flat fees within Zola Suite, you'll be able to consult the flat fee productivity report within the accounting module. In the report section, it will be listed under productivity reports. You'll be able to review the hours worked and the collections for flat fee matters. Like the other accounting reports in Zola Suite, you'll be able to filter the data to your specifications for this report. And this report is going to let you know how you're doing in terms of profit. So if you were to have billed one of these matters as an hourly matter instead of flat fee, would you have made more or less? And it'll show you the difference in this column on the right. The imputed total will tell you the total value of the time entries created for these flat fee matters based on each user's corresponding rates. You'll also be able to see the hours worked, the flat fees billed, and the flat fees collected.